All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Harakak Wadash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Heroine as well. Salutations to the occupant of the pushing of truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Khanak Sa'amba Yashar all from the Lions and the Yashar the camp, and this is going to be another Lions and News and Prophecy. And the article says the U.S. economy is headed for a hard landing this year, and deep rate cuts are the only solution, city chief economist said. All right. So now we've been mentioning and witnessing how Yahweh Shim Shai is slowly bringing this place down. All right. Um, you know, to the point to where it doesn't matter how much people want to be in denial about what's happening in this place. You know, the Lord is setting this place up for failure. As a matter of fact, before we go any further, let me get this scripture real quick. This is Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt be no more called tender and delicate." That's talking about America, man. America's being brought low by Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So it says so ultimately that hard landing is America hitting rock bottom. Um, Isaiah 14:12, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?" How did they weaken it? With their dollar? They established the global economy, the world economy, through the greenback. And now that's slowly deteriorating by Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, right? So it's bringing this what? Bringing this place down, all right? It says, a deteriorating, now just think about the scriptures I just read, all right? So the article says, a deteriorating labor market will be what causes the U.S. economy to quickly turn sour, according to Andrew Hollenhorst, Citigroup's chief U.S. economist. In fact, he sees an abrupt economic corruptance later this year. It says, firms are hiring at a lower rate. Firms are having workers work less hours, he told CNBC on Tuesday. So this gradual softening has already started. That tends to snowball and end up in something that looks more like a hard landing. While recent labor market data doesn't necessarily point to such a dire situation, Hollenhorst argued that certain reports revealed a more pessimistic environment than many may realize. A hard landing is a troublesome prospect since a full-fledged recession can follow. And we're in somewhat of a recession right now. That's why you're experiencing hyperinflation. You know, I had a friend of mine call me the other day. They spent $400 in the grocery store and had nothing. Like, it didn't have anything, you know? So, well, at one point in time, you could get more bang for your buck. Now it's more buck for the bang, you know? And this place is just being, it's like a ball of yarn being, you know what I'm saying, spooled out. And the Lord's going to spool it out till this place is amount to nothing. All right, it says, small businesses are telling us that their hiring intentions are the lowest levels that we've seen since 2016, he said, citing survey data from the National Federation of Independent Businesses. And if I look overall at the economy, the hiring rate right now is the lowest rate it's been at since 2014. So where are the lowest hiring rate so we're at the lowest hiring rate in a decade, man. It says the NFIB data has fueled bearish sentiment for a while. Hollenberg said a recent sharp drop from previous months made it worth paying attention to. Even when taking a holistic perspective, there are reasons to worry. For instance, Hollenberg argued that while the national unemployment rate has remained about 3.9%, that's a big shift from the previous low of 3.5. Hollenhorst predicted that the unemployment ticking up above 4% could trigger the Federal Reserve to start lowering interest rates as soon as July. Overall, he thinks 4 cuts will become before the end of 2024. Other analysts have right, man, cutting the interest rates, like you're not gonna make, man, it's a catch-22. Higher raising interest rates could the banks have to pay more money, but then the investors can make more money. Lowering interest rates, you pay less money, but you make less money. All right, so it's not, it's a bubble. Either way it goes, it's going to be, because of the way the American dollar is propped up. Either way it goes, right? America's doomed. It says other analysts have also voiced hard landing calls pegged to a labor market on deterioration. The veteran forecaster Danielle DeMario Booth had said one unemployment indicator suggests a recession has already arrived. Right, that's what I just said. We're already somewhat of a recession. Meanwhile, Hollenberg said the likelihood of a July cut was bolstered by the prospect of a hard landing and weaker economic activity. Specifically, he argued that the Fed's higher for longer interest rate policy was grinding down on corporate earnings at the time when consumer savings have been run through. All right, so there's no way, in the way the economy is right now, you have to use so much money to somewhat stay afloat. There's no way to save for consumers to save. So therefore, there's no way for the economy to thrive. There's no way for these banks to have money, because these banks rely on the consumers to save money in order for them to give out loans. They use the customers' money to issue out these loans to gain interest on. And if they can't tack on a certain amount of interest, they don't get a certain amount of return of investment. So which is just like, it defeats the whole purpose, man. So you can tell that Yahweh Shemel Shai is what bringing the mirth of the land low. All right, let's get a couple scriptures real quick. This is Isaiah 24, verse 11. It says, let me get it. It says, "There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is turned darkness, and the mirth of the land is gone." Right. So these people are wanting the answers. The world's wanting the answers as to why the economy is going in the downward spiral the way it is. That hard landing. All right. It says labor is brought to an all-time low. All right. Well, what does that sound like? Let's get it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "Remember thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." Like before shit hits the fan, and you're like, man, oh, that's you know what I'm saying. Before the evil just means bad time. Before they get here, you need to have your mind set on Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and don't wait till you're on your deathbed. Or don't wait till shit hits the fan. Don't wait till you're about to die. At your useful time, do the work. Study how about Shema Shai, prophesy. Or if you're not set up to do that, believe. At least be an influential individual that could influence others into turning to Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, because there's no pleasure in these. There's not going to be any pleasure in these times to come. All right, the mirth of this land is going to be brought to all-time low. All right, it says verse 2. It says, while the sun while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Because it's going to be a dark, gloomy time, man. In a day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, like everybody's trembling. The government's trembling, your economists are trembling, the feds are trembling, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease. That's what it's talking about, that work. Exactly what it's talking about in this article, the grinding cease. Because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, man. There ain't gonna be no jobs out there, man. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is brought low. Ain't gonna be nobody out here, shopping and buying stuff. All right, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, man. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden. Right? Any small thing is going to be a burden to this place, man. And desire shall fail because man's goeth to his long slacking. Because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets, man. And these are all the things that we're witnessing happen, and it's gonna get worse. They're talking about unemployment raising up to 4%. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when it comes to the overall economy, a percent is a lot when they're dealing with unemployment. Because guess what? That means if people are collecting unemployment, or they're getting on government subsidies, or they're using some type of funding to help them get through, right? They're not paying any taxes on their checks. So the government issuing out money, or if they're collecting unemployment, the government issuing out money to these people, but not getting a return of investment from these individuals. Especially by around the time when we had unemployment as high during the pandemic, when they were paying the people were making more off unemployment they were making at these jobs. That turned the whole thing upside down, and they kept giving out those stimulus checks. Then they kept printing money. We call it quantitative easing. You had all these things transpiring, and now we're witnessing the aftermath of all that they've done. Everybody was praising Trump, like, give him another check, give him another check, right? Everybody was praising Trump for that, but now look what's happening in the aftermath of that. Now the economy is suffering for that, and they don't have no way to bounce back from it. Why? Because it's being set up by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So that dollar that they use to manipulate everybody, right, is being destroyed by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Give one more scripture to close it out. You can get James chapter 5, verse 1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." And this is the misery that's coming upon them, the destruction of the dollar, man. It says, "Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth-eaten." Right. The riches are corrupt. That money is corrupt. It ain't backed by nothing. All right. And their garments got holes in them, man. Their covering has holes in it. And what do they cover themselves with? The money. All right. It says, "Your gold and silver is canker, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. It shall eat your flesh as it were fire, and ye have heaped treasures together for the last days." Right. So the Lord, we're witnessing the end of this whore, man, Babylon the Great. America, which caused all the nations to lay down in bed with her and fornicate with her with the dollar, man. And all these nations drunken. All these nations were getting Americanized, trying to get a hold of that greenback. And now all these nations are suffering from it. And now you have China talking about they're relinquishing the debt. They're the number one debt holder of the American debt. So America owes China everything, and they have the nerve to be setting sanctions against them. That's adding fuel to the fire. That's like, as he said, as for his enemies, he puffeth at them. Right? He's boasting against these individuals, right? Knowing that the economy is failing, knowing that they don't have a leg to stand on, knowing that these other nations are moving away from the dollar, knowing that the BRICS nations are building themselves up together, and there's going to be a new form of currency coming. It's all leading up to the Revelation 13 and 16, man, which is the MOTB, which is going to try to impose on the whole world, which only the elect are going to be saved from that, man. All right, so now this is kind of sort of being done on purpose by the upper elites, but they don't even understand why they're doing it. They think they're doing it because it's part of their agenda, but they're ultimately the reason why they're doing it is because they're being set up by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? But we understand that these things must transpire and to come in order for our salvation to take place. So it's going to be rough, man. We're heading in towards some tough times. It's going to be real tough, but you know what? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai said he's going to protect us from that. All right, let's get as a matter of fact, because everybody, once that money disappears, a lot of people's faith is going to disappear right along with it. All right, this is Sirach chapter 40 verse 26 says, riches and strength lift up the heart, right? And that's how what a rich man's wealth is his strong city. So everybody's heart was lifted up, everybody's mind was lifted up because of the dollar, but it wasn't upright because the dollar was corrupt. That was broken down in Habakkuk chapter 2. All right, but this is what we're going to need to sustain. It says, but the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, is above them both. There is no want in the fear of the Lord, right? Meaning you're not going to lack anything in the fear of the Lord, right? And also you're not going to want anything from this place. It says, and it needeth not to seek help, right? Everybody's going to be running around trying to seek help. But our help is going to come from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, it says, the fear of the Lord is a fruitful garden and covereth him above all glory. All right, that's what we're going to be covered by the fear of the Lord, which is going to lead us all the way to salvation, man, which is going to sustain us. And that what is all right, hold on. The fear of the Lord. This is okay. This is Proverbs 1:7 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Right. So the fear of the Lord is what's going to sustain us, right? And that's the beginning of knowledge. But what is going to be the stability of that time? And I'm going to get that and close it out. This is Isaiah 33 and 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, man. So that's what's going to hold us together, man. Ain't no money, ain't nothing. All this money is going to lead everybody to the all the wicked 2/3 of our people in these other nations to the MOTB, which is the Revelation 13 to 16, man, the sea hip. All right, but the ones that have the fear of the Lord are going to be kept from that. Matter of fact, let me get that. It's Revelation chapter 3 verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the whole world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And if you got your mind focused on that money, you're gonna be set up for the okie doke, right? And the ones that are set up for the okie doke are gonna take that. They're gonna take their mark, man. But the Lord said he's going to keep those that fear him from that. All right? All right, so stay focused, stay strong, keep our minds on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai all the way to the end. All right, Lord willing, this lesson edify the service purpose, data like Sekah, Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Harikah Kwadash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostle, the great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the archon that are pushing the truth to sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.